Hey everybody, it's Lynn here from A Bit of Birdsong, although I'm thinking about changing the channel name a little bit. It'll still have Birdsong in it because that's just me. That's an old family name and I love birds. But yeah, so for right now, I am Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I just had some popcorn, not too much. I just got off work. I went into the house. I've got my kombucha. This is a strawberry. And what else? I want to show you my December journal. I have pretty much finished my, let's see, my November journal. Pretty, I like it. So I'm not sure what I should do. Maybe show you the November journal and we can talk. Please remember to like the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. It really helps content creators, and remember to subscribe. This is my November journal, and I think you have seen it before. I haven't shared a lot of this one, but I've carried it a lot. Now, obviously, I've switched over to my December journal at this point. But this one, I thought this one might last me into December, but it didn't, and you'll see why. I've got the same charms pretty much, the fossil key, a little heart, but I added this really pretty ceramic bead last night. I love this color. And there is an old rusty screw that I found probably in a parking lot. We've just got some little bead trim sewn onto the front. This metal bird on the back, you can see my stamp. And I love the fabric. This upholstery trim is really pretty. And then I took part of a flower, of fake flower. It's really pretty pink, and just sewed it right to the inside top so that it stands up a little bit. Now it looks like one of my paper clips fell out. But let's just start going through. This is not anything fancy. It is pretty much a junky junk journal. These are 4 different washers that I have found throughout the month. That is a note that came from my mom. I put that in the front. The other part of it, I cut the bird out, and I think I put it in this journal. It could be in my December journal. I use my journals in a variety of ways. I love to art journal. And of course, I'm currently working in a journal that's just completely devoted to art. I don't carry this one around and write to-do lists in it. But I also do art in my junk journals. I glue in things that I like, things that I find. Here's a note. I am overwhelmed with this mess in the workshop. I saw a quote today. You don't need more time in your day, you need to decide. That has been really powerful for me ever since I put this in at the beginning of November. We have this pretty felted heart. I've got notes, just sort of like a diary entry or an actual journal entry, but then I glued some things over that. You've seen this card. That was part of a greeting card. I just like what it says about growing into the masterpiece that you're meant to be. Here is a coffee label. I'm not crazy about this coffee. I thought it was very bland. Let's see. Page from a book, and we've got part of a napkin that's glued over the top. I love the mushrooms and the little squirrel. Okay, so these are flowers I found in an old book. Got notes from Happy Mail here. That's from Carolyn. Just some pretty collage work on here. I've got my sticker where I voted, and pretty piece of velvet fabric. I love velvet, and I do plan to do some work with velvet and some boho things soon. Just these are more like notes. And then, so here's where the journal started filling up really quickly. I've got, you can see the handwriting of my little granddaughter, and she is, just learning how to sound things out. But I told her how to spell these things, and she wrote these out. Let's see. This was sent to me in Happy Mail. I love this, part of one of the old stereograph cards. I think that's what they're called. There is a pretty paper clip, and I love that it makes John Lennon look like he has a barrette in his hair. So this is a note that my little granddaughter Addie wrote. I love Santa. I hope you give me a present. Love, Adeline. We have a pocket here. It doesn't have anything in it. Let's see. I like this decorative ribbon too. It says Journey. So then turn the page. There's more of this. I feel a connection to the Beatles because of my dad. He really loved the Beatles, and he sent me a recorded message from one of his tours in Vietnam. I was probably 3 years old, and it was on a reel-to-reel tape. I can remember my mom playing it for me, and Yesterday by the Beatles was playing in the background. And then when Daddy did end up coming home for good, I was in preschool, and he picked me up early to take me to see the Yellow Submarine, which I thought was very cool. This is pretty much just some collage. There is just a little sketch of the week I had done, or not sketch, but like a diagram of some of the things I had on those days. Yeah, there's the other part of that card from my mom. Just some stickers. And you know what? I am not a fan at all of that purple Elmer's glue. Goes on purple and dries clear. I happen to have some bottles after I did one of my classes, and I had some left over, and it's just really sticky. So this is a page when I kept my grandchildren, Addie and Grayson. Adeline got up on the couch with me and sat right beside me, and we drew together. And I would say, you know, let's do this first. So we would draw shapes together, and that's why they have similar features. She loves to draw and do her own thing, but she also wanted me to tell her step by step what to do, and we had so much fun doing that. These are just a couple of, that's a card that I thought was really pretty. It's already written in, and it was like that when I bought it. The Scrap Exchange has all sorts of stuff like that. And then this is just, why does that look like two different things? I really only want that. So we've got those two things just because I like them. I do not like the CeraVe sunscreen. It makes my face look like a white sheet, and I don't like the way it finishes up. It feels chalky to me, very drying. So my favorite has been the Neutrogena face. But I did go ahead and put the box in there, and I do not like CeraVe sunscreen. I like Neutrogena. There's a little note. I want to learn Chain of Fools. That's a song I would like to learn to sing with Jason. There's another drawing that Addie and I did together. And see how these pages are sticking? And it just looks like spun sugar when the pages pull apart. Maybe I can get some of this off of here. It's like it rolls up. I know it's meant to be for kids, non-toxic, washable, and it probably just was not the best choice at all. So I'm not going to be using it again. In fact, I am currently trying to empty all of my partial bottles of the tacky glue into one bottle. It is amazing how much glue is left when it feels empty, and you turn it upside down and just let it sit. It's crazy. This is pretty much just collage. I do love to take little sayings or sentiments, quotations, and glue them on top of something like this. I may come back and do that. I'm not sure. This glue is driving me crazy. This was an image from either pressing two pieces of paper together after I painted, or the gel plate. But I think it was just from painting something, and it was really wet, so I put another piece of paper on top of it, and you can see the faint outline of a face, but look how that eye turned out. So these were from some stencils, and I cut out different parts to do that collage. Just old book pages. This is where Grayson sat next to me, and we just traced around a Superman figurine. So he's older than Addie, but he has autism, and he's very smart. But he's behind in some of his, like I would say, art things and speech and things like that. Drawing. He reminds me a lot of his dad. His dad had some speech issues when he was growing up. And then those are some pictures I took out in the workshop a while back, a few years back. And I was born in Texas, so just like that old ad there. Another picture from the workshop, and that's a pretty card that came to me in Happy Mail, so I put that there. Some stickers that I wanted to use up. And then we have more art with Addie, and we were just drawing a house. We've got the different rooms. I don't know if you can see what's going on. We have somebody asleep. You can see all the Z's here. And she did a ceiling fan. I can't remember. These might be windows or doors. We've got a swing set and just all sorts of things. Rugs, sidewalk. That was a lot of fun. And then this was a stamped image, and I just quickly drew a dress underneath that. And then let's see, here we are again, side by side, doing our house. And that's just a card that I stuck in there. A lot of times when I'm making my junk journals, because I do like to sketch and put art in my journals, I will put in images that I'm inspired by to try to draw the shape or draw something like it, or to test my skills or ability or whatever to draw faces. So that's probably why I stuck that in there. Then we have our little puppies that we drew. And you can, I mean, we're still on November 13th. This is how this filled up so quickly. Here is another page that has got more of this glue on it. And this is just a page protector over this. I could definitely come back and do some collage under here. I probably will actually spend just a little bit more time in this. These are the duck feathers from Jay. And then we have the cats that Addie and I did. You can see I've got a list of things I wanted to purchase, and I just painted over that. So this was a fun little project. It's to make bookmarks that end up sliding on the end of the page or the corner of the page. It's loose. I'm not crazy about it in a junk journal, just like to float around loosely in my purse because it falls off pretty easy, but it is a neat idea. And maybe I can show you the shape of this and how I did this. I bet there are patterns online for this. And then we're to the last page. So this November journal filled up so quickly the day that I stayed with my grandchildren, 2 of my grandchildren. Maybe I will put this paper clip. I don't know, that might stretch the paper clip out too much. Let's get over here somewhere and just put this on the page. Or maybe this one just seems kind of loose. Maybe I will just put it right up here so that stays in place. And then at the back part here, here's just a little card that somebody made. I did not make this. I do think it's really pretty. It looks like they used a stamp that looks like chicken wire. You've got the pretty text in the background with the different colors and these little birds that have been cut out, and they're just sitting atop these poles, and they're put on with like glue dots so that they're lifted up off the page. That's some old pictures of Jason and me that I came across. And then that's an old family picture that I came across and just stuck in here. I probably should take these out, honestly, and put those in the house with my photographs. That was at a friend's wedding, and that was a Halloween party. So that's where I am in this junk journal. You can hear the rain is starting to fall. Perhaps you can hear it on the roof. I'm going to go in and start on dinner for me and Jason. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you really soon. Bye for now.